We are on the Royal Yacht Britannia. We're here for Doddie Aid to raise awareness for MND, and it's all go. There are celebrities here. We've got people from all walks of life, professional rugby players. They're all ready. They'll be chatting to me throughout the morning. Good morning, how are you?
I'm tip-top, looking forward to the day. We've got a great gathering of people here. Weather's nice, great feeling here. We've got the BBC here, we've got ITV here, we've got a lot of coverage. Everyone's happy. There's a few people just slightly less happy after having too good a night last night, but everyone's in good form.
Big Jim Hamilton, how are you? You ready for this?
I am, yeah, slightly nervous, but good nerves. And I'm actually feeling a lot better than most people because they're out. So I was out late, but I weren't drinking late with them last night. Can't wait.
It has started. I can see Rob Wainwright and the teams. They're all going. They're all probably going to try and get a lead here. This is very exciting. This is something that has been a long time in the planning. And to see the teams on their roars is just fantastic. It's go, go, go here on Britannia. We've got Andy Nicol in the far corner as well. It's the energy that is here. Everyone is busy. Everyone is putting full efforts in. Tell us why we're here, where the idea came from, and introduce yourself and your relationship to this yacht.
Well, I used to be the physical trainer on here for the last 2.5 years of the commission of the Britannia. And I met Doddie on a run ashore. We'd been to see Newcastle Falcons and went ashore with Doddie, had a phenomenal run ashore one evening with him. And then a few years later, and he couldn't come on board the next day. He would have been invited on board the ship, couldn't come on, unfortunately. And so fast forward 25 years, and I was in my gym doing Doddie Aid last year, put my kilometres in on the rower. And I thought, why don't we put the two things together again now? And hopefully I've got him on board and we'll do an event on board with Rob and get some guys together. And effectively that was the brainchild of this. So called Rob, and suddenly, 12 months later, we're a big 4-event weekend instead of just the one. And here we are, it's up and running.
Hi guys, we're down here at the Rolls-Royce garage, and I've got Atlantic Roar and the Atlantic Roar team, John Davison. John, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. Everyone's going off like madmen, so I don't know how we're going to keep this up for 3 hours. So I think it'll take about 10 to 20 minutes before everyone settles in. I've just come off myself. Boy, that was hard.
Yeah, I think I went too hard at the start, and then I did 5 minutes. I was feeling out at the end of the 5 minutes anyway. So no, the team's going strong so far. I don't know exactly where we are, but we're having fun.
It's a long old race.
I am on the erg in 1 minute, and I'm not looking forward to it because I saw how strongly Jen started.
Doddie Aid is such a brilliant thing to be part of. This time of the year, when you've got a bit of blues after Christmas and New Year, and you can be fit, you can be healthy, you can have a lot of fun, and you can enjoy yourself and raise a fortune for the charity too. It's great fun.
Doddie Aid brings such interesting people together, but all for one cause.
Yeah, and over the 5-6 years, I've had the absolute pleasure of being involved, and it's always strange to talk about such a positive out of such a negative. But the community and the camaraderie and the events like this are absolutely the heart of the My Name's Doddie Foundation and Doddie Aid. And it's good to see the rowers getting a chance. As bike riders have sort of hogged the limelight over the years with the big rides in the Six Nations, and we've tried to make it as inclusive as possible with walk your dog, go for a Duke. You don't have to be an athlete to do it.
To see everybody that's here, to see the faces, to see the rugby from BBC personalities, TV personalities, everything, how enjoyable is it just to be here and involved in another event?
Look, it's great. I think I went to the Burn Supper in London on Wednesday night. That was the first event I'd been to since Doddie's passing. And today is the first time I've seen a lot of people since Doddie's memorial, and including his 3 boys who are all here. And I think a great story that Chick Chalmers said in the week down in London was actually, even in his final days, Doddie always kept the humour going. And he said, here, Chick, you boys are going to be running around after me long after I've gone. And this is proof of the pudding, right? We are going to continue to do this kind of stuff to raise awareness and raise money until we find a cure for motor neuron disease. I think that's the legacy that Doddie will leave in time. And Chick said, till my dying day, I'll keep fighting for the big man. So I think that's what all these people out here today, the people supporting it, the people all across the United Kingdom who, and in Ireland, there's a live team stream coming through from Dublin, and I had a message from someone at Canvas Lang. So this is uniting a lot of people and is tagging on to Doddie Aid, which has been brilliant so far.
We are at the Rolls-Royce garage. I'm joined by Hamish and Angus Weir. Boys, how's it going this morning? How's the techniques going? Anyone been sick yet? How's the team performing?
There's a few different techniques going along.
Not actually a technique quite yet, but we're just copying the big boys next door to us and trying to get the tips off them. But
there's a lot of youthful exuberance. Go hard, very fast. So there's a lot of rotation, 30 seconds, and I think we're all struggling. But go hard. It's all good for a good cause, and we're really enjoying it. We've got a good crowd with us, so we'll see how we get on.
And for you guys, obviously, seeing the people that are here, the names that have turned up, obviously everything that goes on for your dad and the charity, what does it mean for you, just the effort that everyone's putting in?
I mean, it's so special, kind of, even from 5 years ago, you don't really quite come to terms with everyone turning out kind of for a great cause. There's no egos or anything today. Everyone's kind of mucking in together, and we're all,
like the support we've had with all these big names coming in and just helping out, like, you know, just to try to raise some funds for a good cause. So it's a good.
It still blows us away somewhat, because I didn't realise my dad had quite so many friends.
Isn't it amazing to hear people watching it, a really good cause, and just teams coming together? I love it.
There's such different techniques going on. What did you suggest to your team?
Yeah, there's lots of different techniques. At the moment, we're on 6-minute changes. We're going to go down to 4-minute changes at 90 minutes. Then we're going to 3-minute changes, and then we're going to go to 2. So the fun will get started.
That is the most organised I've heard this morning. I've asked a few rugby players, how's it going? What's his techniques? And they're going, I don't know, Nashi. I'm just pulling as hard as I can.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rhythm-based sport, and it's going to catch, we've been going now for just over an hour. It's going to catch up with people in a bit, I think.
There's not many other reasons that I would be rowing on a Saturday morning outdoors other than something like Doddie Aid. Like, the man is a legend, the legacy is a legend, and to be part of that organisation, to be part of that team is brilliant. It does make the pain worth it. So there's not much that can do that. A very good team, very strong team. Mark Beaumont's in there, Jenn Dodds, Dougie Vipond, showing us how it's done. So I feel there's pressure to keep it up for them. That's the problem.
What is it like when Rob Wainwright turns up at your door? Does he overstay his welcome? Is it always whiskey? What happens?
Rob Wainwright, every single time, overstays his welcome, even if he's there half an hour. No, he's unreal. He's been amazing for the charity, and doing all the fitness stuff that I don't even think I'll be able to cycle a mile, but he's doing 555. It's special what he's doing, and bringing it everything together is really good.
And Hamish was saying there he didn't know your dad had so many mates. How many people come together for Doddie Aid.
It's mental. I only thought he had 1 or 2, but geez, for some reason people actually quite like him. So that's really good as well. That's unreal.
So we've got big Jim Hamilton, who's freakishly strong. Far better rower than he was a rugby player, but he is the animal of our team. Sarah Winkler's as well, who is an expert rower, has umpired the boat race. She's superb, so she's showing us how to do it. Roger, who's turned up, but only in spirit.
Don't start too fast, ease your way in. But honestly, these lot, I've been watching them. They're just every 2 minutes they change over. But no, the atmosphere is absolutely brilliant. There's a team down there, the Rowing Atlantic. Am I allowed to go and row for them as well? Because I'll check with the race director, obviously.
I'm not the man. I'll just come down and interview.
There's only 4 of them on the team, and they're absolutely exhausted. That's the trick, is to have loads of people on your team. Dame Katherine, she's amazing.
Katherine, how are you? How are you getting on this morning?
Literally less than an hour in. It's hard. I'll be honest. You look fresh to daisies.
My team do long stints, so you're off for ages. So I've got a lot of recovery time.
Just looking glamorous and beautiful, and the rest of us are hanging.
I'm seeing some techniques, obviously, all over the rowing machine, the techniques you can use. But even when the guys aren't on the rowing machine, you're standing up and still pulling, still getting the miles in.
Yeah, so our ergometer machine runs on a flywheel. So if you can keep the wheel moving, you keep momentum. Even though the score does drop, but you want to keep it moving. Otherwise, you're standing. It's like a standing start again. It's harder to get it starting. So just little techniques.
So that's what I do. I go and watch how they're doing it, and then go back to my team and go, this is how, in their very, very speedy team, they do things.
That's how she's made it in the world, living and learning.
Learning.
We all know what's brought us here and how important it is. So there's something really wonderful about that human connection on lots of levels.
That's it. And this is Doddie Aid. Obviously, it's going streamed out across social media, across the platforms. Thank you so much to you both. I'll let you go away.
Go and do some rowing.
Go do some stretching, some rowing. As we progress through the morning, we'll be seeing lots of tired bodies trying to get their feet out of these clips, which obviously isn't easy at the best of times when you're in the gym. There's Jim Hamilton just changed to Roger Baird there, as we have got 2 hours remaining, and I'm delighted to be joined by Scott Hastings. Scott, how are you? Look at the effort these rowers are putting in.
Do you know what? I was sitting there on my couch watching on BBC Breakfast Time Nashi this morning and watching all of this going, I need to come down and support. My name's Doddie Aid Regatta row. And I was asked to actually row, but there are reasons I'm not doing it. One is because I'm sensible, but isn't it a fantastic atmosphere and so many great people supporting? Of course, we've got the deck downstairs where all the other teams are down there, so it's only going to get bigger. Yeah, I'm a trustee of the foundation. When Doddie was first diagnosed, I'd heard a rumour that he had motor neuron disease. It took a few months for him to pick up the phone, but it was interesting. The minute my phone went, I knew what he was talking about. I burst into tears and I said, we will do anything and everything we can to find a cure and to support you. And his legacy continues to this day. He's only been, away from us since the end of November, but his name, his character lives long in all of our lives. And the fact that so many people yet again have turned out for a Doddie Aid row is marvellous testimony to what was an extraordinary guy.
I think Doddie's personality and Doddie's being brought people together. Now I've known Doddie for a long time before the diagnosis and the heartache and the trouble that he fell under. And even as a kind of happy chappy, joker in around the squad, he brought people together. And the fact that what the foundation stands for now, amongst all the help it gives, I think one of the top priorities is it does bring people together. I see, we didn't know a lot of these teammates before now. The teams obviously signing in online. There's visitors coming to look after, and Andy Nichol's now giving me a chip. I didn't know him before we started though. He's been very polite, Andy. He's telling you to keep going. I'm seeing how well you're doing, Andy.
Oh, for me, it's incredible. I mean, it's a really serious cause and that we're here, but we're having a lot of fun doing it, which I think is really, really important. I think Doddie would expect us to do this.
When you've got somebody, even though sadly he's no longer with us, in the form of Doddie, who injected so much energy and meant so much to so many people, I think that's really the only motivation, inspiration that you need. And that's why people are still coming together. We will keep tackling this. We will find a cure for MND. And it's not just the likes of now Doddie. We're seeing it across the rugby fraternity, Ed Slater, Burrows. So I think it's something that we have to keep doing. And I think days like this, mornings like this, just show why it's such a special place to be a part of, whether that's in rugby, rowing, whatever the fraternity community is.
But we're doing okay. I decided to sneak out and skip my rep. So that's what you call experience.
The old head played a part in this, is it?
Yeah.
Paul,
I'm going to be an impact player. Props only play 50 minutes these days.
Benny Fennell, we're down at Rosslyn Park Rugby Club. You can see the lads hopefully behind us. So
yes,
we're all basically the first team of the late 90s and the early 2000s. And the nice thing is Doddie came and played down here for Newcastle against Rosslyn Park in the Cup. So of the 8 of us rowing, I think 6 of us all played that day against the big man. So it's pretty cool setup.
Andy, we're over the halfway mark. How are you?
I'm relieved we're over the halfway mark for sure. Yeah, it's going really, really, really well. The atmosphere is rocking. And somehow we're keeping up the pace. So respect to everybody, but it's still a long way to go, eh?
Wherever Britannia was in the world, she was always escorted by 2 ships. One of them was HMS Newcastle. Do you know what the carpenter made for the dog when it was on board the Royal Yacht Britannia? A lamppost for it to wee on.
Ah, brilliant.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you know what Royal Britannia have done to allow us on here is magnificent, and all the teams that are doing it elsewhere are just magnificent. And the legacy of Doddie goes on. And I always think, through his illness, he always had an open door policy where everybody was welcome. And you know yourself, if you're not feeling well at all, you don't want to see anybody. But he overcame that, and the reason that he has raised so much money is because of that indomitable spirit, which is fantastic.
It's just a great atmosphere. You can hear it behind, and Wainwright shouting orders at everyone. It's just it's great fun, and it's we're into the final hour, which is good stint.
Yeah.
So I think I've worked out. I've got maybe 2 more to go.
But last night the Dodcast, then you were at the Fingal. Obviously the momentum in this weekend, you do so much for the charity. Did you enjoy last night? Because the podcast was great.
It was good fun. It was I think the crowd enjoyed it. There was some good laughs, and that's what it's all about. Doddie approached life like that. It's all about smiling, having fun,
And even though it's hard work when you're on the rowing machine, we're having fun with it as well. And that's the same with the podcast last night, the same with the dinner last night as well. And it's that's just what the My Name's Doddie Foundation is all about.
Well, we've got this communal strawberry jam up the stairs that people are having it on their scones. He's been eating it with a spoon, and then double dipping his spoon, essentially infecting all of us with his slivers.
Dougie, how's it going down there in the Rolls Royce garage?
Amazing, the Rolls Royce garage, that's where all the premier rowers are. You've got all the sort of B teams up here. No, we're out in the sun, it's freezing. It's really freezing. We've got the cold wind. It's all proper Edinburgh conditions, and we're loving it, every second of it. It's amazing, raising a fortune, and I'm thinking I'm going to die.
Rob, I was just chatting to Chris Paterson there, and we looked round and we heard the commotion on your rowing machine, and he called cheating because Dame Katherine Grainger was rowing and you were also pulling. What was going on there?
It's changeover technique. It's like Formula One pit stops. So we've now refined it. Our pit stops are now the best in the whole on the grid here. I haven't checked the pit stops down there, but judging by how far behind us they are, I think their pit stops aren't very good.
And a quick shout out if they're listening to your team in call.
Aha, yes, Angela Reid has led the call ladies. So there we are. Good effort. Well done, girls. Tiny says hi to you, Alison.
We've got the Dieslers over in Ireland. Yeah, we've got the Isle of Call, Dublin and Portsmouth, teams from all over the place. They're putting in such a fantastic effort to raise as much awareness, get the meters in for this competition this morning, but it's all in the name of Doddie Aid.
Wobbly legs, keep it together, Jen. She's doing well.
Oh, she's walking this way. She's not going for eye contact. Jen, how are you? How was that?
No, pull it together.
Oh, God. You're lucky if I don't swear. That was horrible. That's the only way I can sum that up.
You're doing so well, honestly. You're doing so well. And the effort that everyone's put in. What's he been doing this morning? Has he put the full shift in?
Puts us all to shame. He just makes it look so effortless. Look at me smiling, you're having a great time. I'm dying, but totally worth it. Brilliant. And I feel very inspired. I think I'm going to start training now for next year.
Surviving, that's the main thing. So I think I'd maybe have the most layers on out of anyone. So 2 jackets and I'm still nice and cozy. It's just amazing. Like, obviously you're all here for the same cause and a bit of fun and a wee bit of friend and rivalry. It's amazing how quick you get to know people.
We're going to watch here as the feet get changed. So we're going to change over. This is action shot as we change the rowers here. The feet are coming out. Chris Weir is finished. Katherine Grainger on the feet. Rory Lawson on the feet. They keep the machine moving. They keep the machine going. And Ollie Phillips now takes over. Ollie Phillips put an absolute shift in. Katherine Grainger, Rob Wainwright both looking on. Doddie's brother there obviously coming off the machine. How's he doing?
Yeah, we told him to go to the well. He went to the well and he's now going to the side of the boat. I hope there aren't any tourists off the edge.
When Doddie was here, it wasn't just about Doddie, it was about the whole community, the MND community, other sufferers out there, and that's what the legacy lives on, not just for Doddie but for everyone suffering. And even to people watching, people taking part in the rowing, it's about everyone taking part, having a good time, but at the same time spreading the name out there and hopefully raising money towards a good cause.
I don't think it's about winning, I think it's about taking part, because no, it's about raising money for Doddie, and Doddie would want us to finish in 8th out of 8 or so teams. No, we're ahead of Andy Nicol sitting over there. Look at Andy, he's a broken man. You can't see him, but he is. No, we're doing okay. Again, Jim Hamilton and Sarah Winkless are just carrying us along. But we've gone down to the Rob Wainwright strategy of 500 metres change, 500 metres change. I think we're into the last half hour now. My lower back is that of a sickly chihuahua.
It's good. There's a bit of jealousy down here because we're shoreside, because I can look up onto the decks of HMS Britannia. The sun is shining up there. It looks like a lovely place to be.
We're not going for the sort of, the Formula One wheel change, because quite literally that ship has sailed. Yeah. We're not winning.
No, it's not about getting to the end of this thing.
Yeah, well, what wait, 27 minutes to go. Yeah. So I reckon we worked out me and Mossy have got two more stints.
Let's go to Call, see what's happening in Call. Yep, the effort's there. They're cycling in between rowing efforts. They're running. They just don't stop on Call. To Portsmouth now. In Portsmouth, again, the energy there. The Edgar Evans team, the Portsmouth Field Gunners, Paul Wallace's team, led by a British flag, Irish legends in that team. Look at them. They've been round. They've done 24-hour events before, coming live to us from Dublin. They are the leaders of this event, and they are doing so well.
It's tough now. I just said to Ollie Phillips, my former teammate at Gloucester, I was like, I'm gone. He said, ring the bell, which they do in the Navy SEALs, and I said, never. So I'm not ringing the bell. We go.
5 minutes remaining, guys. There's the Dieselers, the leaders. Paul Wallace's team from Dublin. They're out in front. You can see the tempo on that road machine. It's almost getting pulled off the floor. Those boys know what they're doing. This isn't their first regatta.
Come on, big legs all the way down. Come on, go on, lad.
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute to go, please. If you're at home, please do donate. Please go to DoddieAid.com. Share £1, whatever you can do for the guys, for the charity. It's all go. They're putting such an effort in. It's absolutely fantastic. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are done. We are finished. What an effort. What an effort from everybody here on the Royal Yacht Britannia. Rob Wainwright is getting off the machine. There are hugs, there are smiles, there's a lot of pain. Absolutely fantastic. An incredible effort. All for the big man, all for Doddie, all for his charity. The Spoken Dieselers, they have rode the furthest in the 3 hour time, so congratulations to them, led by Paul Wallace, a close friend of Doddie Weir. Let's have a look. Thank you, Paula. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. The Spoken Dieselers out there with 59,000 metres. The Old Guard, Glasgow Uni, they are here. So they win for the people that are here on the Britannia. Catherine's Coxless 8s, the Diamonds, Foxy's Flyers. Well done to everybody. Everybody.
We didn't quite get to the 50 kilometre mark. We were just shy of that. So I think we were 8th out of 12, which is respectable. You don't want to be too showy and finish in the top 4. Those people don't have lives. They spend all the time rowing. So what we've done is we've entertained and been here for the charity and for the greater good.
Angus, how are you? It's over. You said before that you found it quite hard out there in the Rolls Royce garage. How are you?
You're not allowed to tell anyone. We roped in the GB boys next door to us, boys and girls. So we were cruising once they came over. So in the end, it was all right because there was plenty of us swapping over and things. But when you're on the machine, I go hell for leather to start with, and that's me just gassed out after about 10 seconds. So after that, I'm useless. So I'm thankful it's over now.
It's over. You should be very proud of yourself and everything that the charity is doing. Well done this morning.
Yeah, so no, thanks. It's good to see everybody here as well, having a good time. So it's a very good cause.
That was quite tough, actually. Amazing. But we were next to Doddie's sons,
yeah,
and it was hilarious because they were going so hard and so fast, they actually pulled the rowing machine off the ground. So that had to be kind of strapped down. So, no, it's great. Really good fun. Hard work, though. My God. But amazing. I got a really lovely day. And I think we're raising lots of money, which is what it's all about.
The level of competition to the end was phenomenal. Brilliant. We had a good mix of athletes and non-athletes in our team. And, I think that really spiced it up.
Rob managed to keep us on target for 50,000 metres. We did 50,500 metres, which was great. But, when you've got one of the great Olympians in your team, Dame Katherine Grainger, when you've got Rob who doesn't feel pain, when you've got Ollie Phillips who is one of the power athletes that I would have played with in my career, you've got some other people to hang on the coattails of.
Now, splice the main brace is in the Navy, in the modern Navy, is only given at the behest of the king or the queen at the time, the members of the royal family, and the Admiralty board. And you may be interested to know that to splice the main brace here today, I sought permission of the king, and the king gave that permission for you all. So indeed, it's just a privilege. It's also interesting that you're being followed all around the world as you do this here today. And it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Navy to say, splice the main brace.
Yeah.